all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 29th of April. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in India inched closer to the 30,000 mark as the country mulls extending the lockdown, which is slated to end on Sunday for a second time. India added over 1,594 new cases of COVID-19 in the 24 hours as of 5 p.m. yesterday, taking the total to 29,974 according to the Health Ministry's update. This includes 937 deaths and 7,027 patients who have recovered. Internationally, France plans to begin reopening shops on the 11th of May, while Spain is preparing for a new normal as it removes restrictions over the next 8 weeks. Cases in the US went past 1 million according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University. The number of new infections in Germany fell below 1,000 for the first time in more than 5 weeks, and China's top scientists said the virus won't be eradicated, joining a growing consensus that the pathogen will probably return in waves. For India, what's making matters worse is that Fitch Ratings has said that the measures to contain the virus have damaged its fiscal outlook and could pressure its sovereign rating. The cautionary note that was released yesterday comes at a time when the Indian government is debating a second round of fiscal stimulus to support the economy. The first set of announcements, remember, entailing a spend of 1.7 lakh crore rupees, accounted for less than 1% of nominal GDP. In other news, the credit quality of Indian companies deteriorated in 2019-20 as the value of debt downgraded more than doubled according to ICRA ratings. The disruption from the COVID-19 pandemic will only make things worse. ICRA cut credit ratings of 584 corporates with an aggregate debt of 7 lakh crore in the financial year ending March 2020. In international news, oil recovered after a sharp fall that was set off when a major index tracked by billions of dollars in funds said it would exit near-term contracts for fear that prices may turn negative again. Both the outright price for West Texas Intermediate futures and the spread between the June and July contracts were hit by volatility following the abrupt decision. But last I checked, WTI crude was back above the $13 per barrel mark and Brent was trading at $23.2. In other news, IAG will cut the workforce at its flagship British Airways by almost 30% in a painful restructuring aimed at shrinking the airline group to make it through the downturn. As many as 12,000 jobs will be lost at British Airways, according to a statement that was released late yesterday. In international markets, US stocks declined. The Dow fell about 0.1%, while the S&P 500 ended lower by about 0.5%. The Nasdaq was the worst performer, falling 1.4%. In the Asia-Pacific region this morning, only 2 of the 3 early risers were trading, and they were both in the green last I checked. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. The SGX Nifty is currently higher for the third straight day, today by 50 points, indicating another positive opening for Indian equities. Let's see if this positivity holds up. In stocks and news, we start with earnings. Axis Bank has reported 19% growth in its net interest income, but has also posted a net loss of 1,388 crores versus a profit of 1,500 crores year-on-year on account of higher provisioning. At 7,730 crores of provisions, this was 2 times the expectations, which has led to a dent in the bottom line, and the bottom line coming below consensus expectations. The bank has also approved raising of 35,000 crores via debt and bonds. We will be watching out for earnings from Hexaware Technologies today. Moving on, we have Spandana Spurti Financial, which says that 794 out of the 1,006 branches, that is 79% of its branches, are in green zones, and all of these have been operational since April 20th. The NBFC has always been conservative in terms of borrower indebtedness and focused on more resilient rural borrowers. Biocon and Mylan have launched Fulphila in Canada. Fulphila is approved by Health Canada to decrease the incidence of infection as manifested by febrile neutropenia. And in today's list of companies which have resumed operations partially, we have CG Consumer Electricals, NLC India, Gable India, PPAV Automotive, and Federal Model Godse. Now, these are just some of the stocks that we can watch out for as we move into trade today. But don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.